let's do a weekly recap. Let's go over all the trades that I've done this week and the stats for this week and my journaling and things that I need to improve on. As you can see, we've taken no trades this week, so I love that. There was one trade that I missed out on that I wanted to take. That would have been a win, but I'm not going to hold myself to that. I'll show you guys the whole month so you can get a better perspective. Green for the month, so it's okay. And for this position, this is a position that I opened by accident, which we've gone over that. I'm annoyed about it, but whatever. I was gonna say something. I forgot. Oh, the reason why the R to R is very low, because I think I got this out at like a 1 to 1.5 or like 1 to 1.4 or something, is because I only have a small account size, so I can't hold runners. I could have held a runner, which would have been great and the results would have been better, but according to my strategy, I take 50% out at my target, and I can't take 50% out trading a 0.01 lot size because that's just the gold rules. But overall, we're great on the month, so just because I took no trades this week doesn't mean that anything is wrong. Gold hasn't been the best thing to trade at the moment, and I only trade gold. So let's go to my daily journal because that's what we're going to be going through. What else do I have to really tell you guys about this week? This week was definitely a good week for my discipline. Like, I was very disciplined well on the charts. I was very much just like, I only do what price is showing me, and yeah, I mean, I was very disciplined. And then even when I missed the entry for my trade, which I've made a video on if you're interested in that, definitely go watch that. But even on that trade that I missed the entry on, I didn't FOMO in, I didn't try and force a new entry. I just accepted that I had missed my entry and moved on, which was definitely hard watching price go into my direction, but it needed to be done. If I had taken a late entry, the R to R wouldn't have aligned with my strategy rules, and it also just wouldn't have been a good practice to do while trading. So anyway, let's go through the notes. I think there's 1 or 2 days this week that I didn't journal, but we'll see. So on the Monday, let's see the charts. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, obviously I've screenshotted and I've done my thing while filming a trade recap, but we can see that price made these two levels. This was a very strong resistance level, making double tops, but it made a candle close lower highs, indicating that it's going on the correction. It made a bearish indication down here, made a correction, and then went up again to make another indication. So this was definitely a choppy trade. Though I didn't take any trades obviously, but it was definitely choppy market conditions because we can see that there was this low. Actually, when you look at what's going on in this chart and what's just happened today for Friday, we can see that price has made basically a double top when you're talking about the wicks and stuff. Oh, I guess it's not, but it's not really like that. I was going to say, because it does look quite similar, because it's made an indication to the downside, and then it could continue to make an indication to the upside, like we can see prices done here. So that's really interesting. We've got my no trade zone here, which was where there was no direction in price. Price made a bullish indication, and I chose to sit out that day. So look at my morning analysis. Bullish, waiting for indication, yada yada yada. How am I feeling? Tired, I need to do more, which could cause me... Oh, okay, so I was tired and I felt the need to do more, which could cause me to take more trades, which is lucky because I didn't take any unnecessary trades this week. And even when I missed out my trade, I didn't FOMO. So that's definitely good. I definitely did. Journaling that emotion definitely did help. Rules to remind myself 1 trade a day, A+ setups only, and now the reason for sitting out was there was no correction, which we can see that. I wasn't too eager because, it was a bank holiday on Monday. I forgot about that. And then did I follow my plan? Yes. Mistakes. I didn't do my back testing. I didn't do my pre-trading routine. We're going to see that theme a lot during this weekly recap because I definitely could have done better with my daily routine. Definitely didn't. I don't think I did it most of the days. Key takeaways: I did a lot of learning about the market, so just understanding the way the markets move, and also didn't write anything else that's awkward. What I'll do better is follow my daily routine better. I didn't do that. Hold on, I don't know why there's two. Maybe in this bit did I? Yeah, okay. Cool. Let's move on to Tuesday. So obviously that one I didn't do my daily routine. I doubt I'm going to do my daily routine in this one. So let's have a look at the charts. Wow, that is a look. Okay, why did I sit out of this trade? There was no entry and no full correction. So price made a semi-correction. Okay, it made a correction. It made a high low. And it looks like it's pushing to make a higher high, but there was no entry, because even if I were to take an entry off of that break of the high towards price making a higher high, it would have been negative RR. So I understand why I sat out of that one. I think that was a good decision. Key takeaways: price barely moves around news, and I expect it more in the future. What to do better: have a better routine. Mistakes: didn't do my daily plan. Okay, how was I feeling this morning? I felt like I want to succeed and I want to make a meal, so I don't want to be greedy or rush. And I did that, so that's good. Let's go to Wednesday. So, where's the chart? Oh, I needed to charge my MacBook. Okay, this is one that I did very, very late. So that's why you can see that it is on replay, so that I could have done it, because I think I did it the same day as I did the next day's recap, if that makes sense. So there was like way too much data. Okay, so we got that. I really should have put it on the 1 hour chart, but I guess we can see price made an indication, a correction here. Oh, I remember this. It made this correction. It made a wick down, and then it made a lower high and a lower low when you're talking about candle closes. But there was no entry. And looking back at this, price was just so choppy. Like, this is choppy market conditions. You can see it's made a low, it's made a high, it's made a higher low, it's broken a high. I guess it's kind of going bullish, but like when you track your highs and lows, it's going bullish, but at the same time, looking at the way price is moving, it's just super choppy. But I guess it might just be my lack of understanding of internal and external structure. So maybe that's something that I need to work on a bit more. But yeah, I just think because it's on the 5 minute as well, it's just confusing. Like, not saying that like if I didn't sit down, I would be able to like get it and understand what's going on. I can see that there's a bit of a resistance level here where price really didn't want to get above this level. But yeah, when it comes to wicks like this, like outlier wicks like this, it makes the charts a little bit harder to read. Because if the wick wasn't there, and if we're talking about candle closes, we can see it's made a high, it's made a higher low, because I can see that price went below here. And then it's made a lower high, a lower low, and then it's made a higher high, a higher low. So you can see that's kind of like a reversal happening. My emotions, calm because power was speaking, okay. Didn't do my daily routine. Wanted to do my daily routine better. Key takeaways: the big wick correction to look into more. Again, yes, I'm confused by the big wicks and whether or not to do candle closes. I learned that Sky uses candle closes, but for me, I just don't know. But I guess I can use it a little bit more in my analysis. And when we're talking about the analysis just then, we can see that price closed here and then price closed lower. So what else? Reason for sitting out: there was no clear continuation, and the continuation we got was late and would have given a 1 to 0.5 RR. So I think the continuation I was talking about was when price, because clearly this is a lower low, now this is a higher high, this is a higher low, and that's when price is pushing up to make a higher high. So the R to R would have been awful, especially if I was putting the stop loss down here, but even putting the stop loss below this level, R to R would have been awful. Apologize, my mum was calling me to eat something. It was a stuffed capsicum. It's actually really good. Okay. Yeah, okay, we just talked about that one. Let's have a look at Thursday, almost at the end. I feel like this is when I didn't. Oh, okay. No, this is when I didn't. Hold on. What was the news for this morning? Yeah, okay, this just has the morning analysis. So again, I know I didn't journal for one of the days. but I didn't trade this day. I think this might have been the day where I actually missed the opportunity. That is the one thing. I've spoken about this before, but whenever I was also busy though, because I have it in my routine, but I was also busy. I talked about it before, like I missed the Trading Diaries episode. I was really busy that day, so I didn't sit down and log the trade. And I think just once I had missed that entry, I just clocked out and I was like, just like not sorry. But I did do a trade recap. I just don't think I did the journaling in the trade recap, which is what I usually do. So I apologize, but if you guys are interested in that trade, I have made a separate video on it. I made a video talking about it in my Trading Diaries, and I also talked about it on the trade recap. And the morning analysis the next day. So this is Friday, so this is yesterday. I was waiting for the correction and continuation, and there's no news. I was feeling FOMO and the need to take a trade because I missed the one the day before, but I had to remind myself the market always presents opportunity. I didn't trade, thank God. There was the setup or opportunity observed was a bullish ICC setup, but the reason for sitting out is no continuation and price is headed to break the low. Price did end up breaking the low. I just did an analysis before and it did end up breaking the low. My emotions, I was wanting to take a trade for validation and ego and also feeling FOMO because I missed my entry yesterday. So I was just really wanting to take a trade this week, but I didn't this whole time, which was really good. Did I follow my plan? Yes, except my daily routine. Yeah. Mistakes noticed, my emotions were definitely off because of not taking that trade, but I was very self-aware of it, which was really good. And then just not doing my daily routine and I also procrastinated it. I knew I needed to do it, but then I was like, I'll do it later, and then I never did it. And then my key takeaways was don't rush into an entry and force one, because if I did rush into an entry, I would have rushed into a buy when price actually sold off. So that was definitely a day of preserving capital with my decisions. And then this was the markup. So I could have forced a buy above this level, but I didn't, which was good because you can see that price rejected off of this level with this bullish candle on the 1 hour, which I could have forced a trade off of, but I didn't. There's always a way to force a trade. I'm telling you, like, if you're in the mindset of I want to trade, I want to trade, I want to trade, there is always plenty of chances to force trades. So you really got to be in the mindset of not wanting to force one, because that's one of the biggest faults I had while backtesting, was just forcing entries for no reason. Like, because I was bored. But yeah, that was my weekly recap. Let's go to my notebook. I think I do. I have a little template that I do for my weekly recaps. Can I not get rid of this thing? Okay, hold on. Weekly review. So it's the week of tomorrow, Sunday, so that's the 19th of the 10th of 25. I'm doing my weekly recap a little bit early. It's Saturday. Total trades taken is 0. Win percentage is not applicable. Average RR is not applicable. Best trade was the one where I missed my entry, and also not forcing a trade on Friday, because some of the best trades that you'll ever take are the trades that you choose not to take. Telling you, like, I promise you. And when you journal that and you actually like understand that, then you'll be much more disciplined over time, because you realize, like, okay, like last week the best trade that I took was one that I didn't take. So maybe this one actually isn't a good trade to take. Maybe I'm forcing a trade, maybe I'm experiencing FOMO, maybe I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Like, I'll literally show you guys, like here, like this is the 30-minute chart. Like, I could have come to here and been like, oh, okay, like prices formed a higher low, let me force a trade right here, and it would have been straight to my stop loss. And like the odds are would have been massive on the trade, like it would have been like a good trade, but it just doesn't meet my entry criteria, and I'm literally just forcing it. And I know a lot of people will look at that and be like, there's no entry. There's always an entry. There is always a way to force a trade. Obviously it's not aligned with my strategy. Like, that's not my strategy to force a trade, but if you want to take a trade, you can definitely find an excuse to take a trade. So I'm definitely glad I didn't do that. The worst day, probably Friday, because my emotions were high. All because no high quality setups on gold. Did I follow my rules? Let's give myself a 7. Did I overtrade? No. FOMO and wanting to trade bad. What I'm proud of is not taking my trade, not FOMOing into my trade that I missed, and not FOMOing on Friday. What needs fixing? Doing my daily routine. Let's see what I actually put for last week on what needs fixing. I bet it was my daily routine. My analysis could use some revision. I have been revising my analysis, so that's good. What was on this one? Okay, I didn't do that one. I think this was the first week where I actually did a weekly recap, so it's fine. Oh, let me just... Okay. So, doing my daily routine for sure is what I need to fix. Which setup worked best? The one that I missed my entry on was straight to TP after the first hour of London, because that's always the time that I avoid. Which setups didn't work? Me trying to force a trade on Friday. And keep in mind, I didn't force a trade. Like, I keep going on, like, I wanted to force a trade. I didn't. So, it's not like my psychology is cooked. Like, I didn't take a trade on Friday, but I definitely could have. And my mindset throughout the day was just, I want to trade. And I didn't. So, like, at the end of the day, I'm very self-aware when it comes to these things. But I'm always going to journal it and keep myself accountable. Like, I know I wanted to take a trade. I didn't take a trade. If I had forced a trade, that setup wouldn't have worked. So I'm going to note that in there. I didn't paper trade that setup. I didn't trade it. I wasn't even thinking of taking the entry because I was self-aware that I wanted to take a trade so bad and I knew that I was forcing a trade. However, I'm still going to put it in there because it's actually going to help me keep accountable to continue to not do that. Because it would have been the worst setup that week. It would have been a setup that didn't work. So I know that next time I feel that way, I have this evidence of, okay, I didn't do it last time, and look at all of the things that I missed out on. Do you know what I mean? Market conditions observed. It was kind of choppy, I'm not going to lie. But on the good days, on Sundays, I'm just going to say Sundays, it was trendy, but there were minimal entries. And that's all. That's really all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap. I hope that your trading week went well. Let me know in the comments how your trading week went. Let me know the best setups that you found. I'd actually love if you let me know the best setups that you found, because that way I can, like, let me know what instrument it is as well, and I can go into the chart, see if I can find it, if you let me know what day it is. But that would be really cool. I would actually really appreciate that. But hopefully you guys had a good week. Let me know if you had a green or red week, and hopefully this week brings more better opportunities. And I'll speak to you guys later. Goodbye.